Hey all, Marty T. Hawkins with you again out at the 2022 Taste of Oak Cliff event. You know, we did this back in, I believe it was 2019. We had a blast. I am a long way behind on a bunch of question and answers, so as we can squeeze all that in today, we will we'll try to get a couple of those questions answered as well. Let's start out by I'll kind of describe the place to you today. A lot of fun and games, a kids zone, which is outstanding. And oh my goodness, there are some good groceries out here, from barbecue to Italian beef to snow cones, ice cream, you name it, they have it out here. So I wanted to take this opportunity while out and about to discuss jobs and careers. And like I mentioned, try and get a few questions answered as well. Being live, it's going to be a little noisy today, so please bear with me. Hold up, let me see if I can go grab this gentleman here. And here comes Kevin. Kevin is the HR specialist, I'm going to call him, with Belmar Integrated Logistics. He takes care of all of their HR needs as well as oversees their benefits department as well. Kevin, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great, Marty. Thank you for allowing me to be here today. It's a pleasure to speak with you. Absolutely. I'm waiting. Let's rock and roll with it.
Outstanding. A couple of questions that always comes up when I'm talking to HR folks is how are we doing, not just as managers necessarily, but them too, but as associates. Do you see the communication falling off a little bit, or people not asking the questions that they used to ask?
Oh, absolutely, Marty. With the communication side of things, we can get better at it. We do have challenges there. So hopefully going forward, we can definitely point that out, make sure that we get better at our communication.
You know, one thing I'm finding out is over the years, and I'm going to say really in the last 5 years, I notice associates don't know the questions to ask regarding insurance, regarding their job descriptions. You know, I see so many that just kind of listening to a recruiter talk. Are you noticing that they're just not asking questions? Do you think it's because they don't know to?
Absolutely. Well, how can you really ask a question when they don't know? So we have to, on our end, do a better job to making sure that we open questions up for them. Actually opening the question to each associate and make sure that each job description is understood clearly, and give them the opportunity to ask those questions.
Yeah, I think that's put very well. And another thing that I'm seeing or hearing a lot about is just ghosting. Associates say they're going to make the interview, or they say they're going to make the job. I'm going to link that back to communication again. Maybe on the phone interview, they didn't know what questions to really ask a recruiter. Maybe they were just nodding their head, yeah, waiting to get out of the room. What do you think?
Right, absolutely. Well, on our end, we have to make sure that we kind of hold their hand on the front side of things. We make sure that we have to communicate again to each associate, each candidate that's coming into the building. Make sure they understand the location. Make sure they understand the job description, the distance to that location. And we're going to get the ghosting. That's going to happen across the board. I'm hearing that. But it's on us as employees to make sure that we put a chokehold on it. We make sure that our candidates understand that, hey, just communicate. That is the biggest thing here. We have to make sure we do that just across the board.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, you use that communicate word a whole lot. And I think every aspect of the recruiting side, we're seeing less and less of that communication. So those are all really good points. Another thing, while I got you, I'd like to kind of bring up is the workers in the field. I'm sensing more and more are looking for or feeling like, I don't want to use the word entitlement because I don't think that's what it is. I think it's really they're a little lost and they want to know how they can get more. What would you suggest for that associate that's wanting more but doesn't know what to do?
Absolutely. Well, Again, it goes back to communication. Asking those questions. Our recruiters and facility managers here at our company need to just make sure that we talk to them. Yes, absolutely. They will, and they will have questions. They will get bored. They will say, hey, they will get lost. It's on us as a company to make sure that we reel them back in, make sure that we use our steps here at this company to just communicate with them so they won't get lost and won't get bored.
Very valid points. Kevin, I thank you so much for taking a few minutes with us. I see people back at the booth. I know you got to get back over there. We look forward to speaking with you again sometime, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Kevin. So I'm asked every month if it is really possible to earn $100,000 in our industry. And that's kind of like a yearly salary. Not only is it possible, ladies and gentlemen, but if you are that employee we're always talking about, it's only yourself that's going to hold you back. I saw a meme today that said, if you're searching for that one person that will change your life, to take a look in the mirror. Truer words have never been spoken. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, of course. Like we're always talking here at WAOC, more pay comes with more responsibilities. And we learn to handle those responsibilities through experience. Learn from our mistakes, apply ourselves, be the best at each of our tasks, be that employee, and then it's just a matter of chasing your goal. Hang on one more second. Let me go see if I can get this guy's attention. All right, we're really in for a treat now. I got Robert from the Distribution Training Center. You've heard a lot of people talk about the Distribution Training Center before, but this is the guru. If you check out Belmar Integrated Logistics YouTube channel, or if you ever have the opportunity to go to their lobby at 351 West Jefferson Boulevard, you'll find this gentleman has recorded, probably upwards of 30 different classes. And he is the senior trainer over at the Distribution Training Center, or the DTC. Robert, welcome.
Thanks, Martin. How are you doing today?
Absolutely wonderful. Couple of questions real quick. So what kind of classes does the DTC offer?
Well, right now we have a EPJ 101 class. And what that class is for, like I say, someone who doesn't have any experience on an EPJ. And so what we do, we take them in and we give them the basic fundamentals of how to operate the electric pallet jack safely, to the point of where they could probably go to a warehouse and be employed as a sanitation. And just to remind you, sanitation is not cleaning toilets or anything like that. Sanitation is actually keeping the warehouse free of debris and wet areas, so that the people that are doing like order picking or restocking and stuff like that, so they can continue to work without rolling over debris or rolling through wet areas. It's also designed for, like, say if someone has experience on the electric rider pallet jack, but they haven't been on it in a while. So they can come through this class and they can just re-hone their skills and their safety. And it's a really good class. I've had some really good success with it.
Outstanding. And I've heard great things about that class from several different organizations in the field. I also understand that you're working or have completed a stand-up forklift class that you can actually go to accounts and teach on their floors as well.
Right. With the stand-up reach forklift, it's going to be an exciting class. When I went through to put it together, I asked myself, what were the things that I needed when I started operating the reach stand-up? And I need to understand that all reach forklifts are really designed to perform the same job, but all reach forklift operational controls don't operate the same. So I'm going to bring that forward, and I'm going to show the difference between some of the operational controls. Also, just the basic operations of operating forward and driving in reverse, and the eye-and-hand coordination of extending your forks into a pallet that's on a rack 4 to 5 tiers high. You know, that takes skill. You have just basic, well, I'm not going to say basic, stand-up forklifts to where you can just drive into the racks. But with a reach forklift, you have to have your eye and hand coordination to where you're looking up and you're extending your forks into a pallet. From like I say, from 20 to 30 feet down, from the ground up.
Exactly. Those are some great points. I'd be very interested in coming over and looking at one sometimes. You do a lot of pick training also. I know you have 2 or 3 classes a day sometimes. From everyone that I talk to, especially right now because people are looking for work and they're wanting, of course, the highest paying jobs, do you ever notice anyone come over and state that they've got the skills, and when you put them on the equipment, you get that old deer in the headlight look?
Well, when I first started giving this class, Marty, it was funny because we would give them the 3-hour course first and then turn around and put them on the equipment after the class, and then find out they can't operate the equipment. So we kind of put it in reverse now, and we put them on the equipment first and then give them the 3-hour course. Because I looked at it as that if I gave you the 3-hour course first and then you come in and you're not able to operate the equipment, then we just wasted 3 hours of your time, and it just wasn't working. So now when they come in, what I do is I give them a verbal interview, and I really grill them on this interview, because I ask them questions that experienced, skilled operators would know on the equipment that they're being tested on. And if they can go through and they can answer those questions, I also, when I get them on the equipment itself, within the first 5 to 10 seconds, I know what kind of experience they have, and it will be a yes or no from there. So the pit safety class is a very important class, for not just the operator, but for the facility and for anyone that's employed within that facility.
Well, I agree 100%. I think in today's world, and I know a lot of agencies, they just don't do their own. They rely on the customer. I think it's great that Belmar Integrated Logistics does do all their own pit. That just helps solidify, that everything is done and taken care of for their customer. Robert, you got any parting words for today's workforce, people outsourcing jobs?
Word for the day is, when you're looking for employment, find something that you enjoy to do. And once you find that, stick with it. Because whatever you love to do, it's not a job. It's just something you enjoy to do, and you get paid for it. Look at it like, you see these professional athletes, they're getting paid to play a game that they enjoy. So I like going to a job that I enjoy doing. And if you're going into the warehouse, just remember that safety starts with you. Safety starts with you, and that's it.
So true, and our longtime listeners will know that I all the time am talking about if you find what you really enjoy doing, you never have to work a day in your life. Well, Robert, it looks like you got some people coming over to your booth, man. I appreciate you taking a few minutes, and we will be back to talk to you again.
All right, thanks, Marty. You have a good day.
Well, I only got to one question from our listeners today, but we did get some good advice from a couple of very professional guys that's on the floor working with us. I hope the sound was at least okay. I wanted to be up front and close today. Until next week, communicate. Work at being that employee, and be safe doing it.